Hi everyone, my name is Thomason, and in this short video I'm going to walk through how I would explain a simple coding problem to a beginning student. So let's start with the problem. The problem we are working on is this, writing a function that takes a string as input and return a copy of the string where every character is repeated twice. For example, a BC become AABBCC, and twins A will become AA, and for empty string, it does nothing. Before jumping into the code, I would like to start by imagine what might feel confusing for a new student. They might wondering, how do I go through the string character by character? How do I build up a new string? How do I need to index this? And these are all completely normal questions. And so I want to break the task into small steps. So if I were sitting with a student, I might start by asking, let's think about what we want to do for each character. If had you the letter A, what will it produce? They usually say two A's. That would be great. So we would take each character, repeat it, and add to the output. Then I follow up with another guide question. If you have a whole string ABC, what you will expect it to the output? And the student might say something like, well, A becomes AA, B becomes BB, and so on. That would be perfect. And this shows them that we are going to doing the same action repeatedly, repeat every character, and accumulate it for the output, recognizing the repetition actually naturally lead to using the loops. So now suppose students have this kind of code and come to the office hour. I would first starting by that would be a great start. You've already figured out how to double a character, and that is important to this question. And right now, let's think about what happened every time when the loop runs. What will be the output? So I guide them, saying that making them to know what will be the output. And we're adding new character onto it, what will happen? And usually the student will realize, say, oh, actually, I'm replacing it by seeing the output and have this intuition. Exactly. So because output have this kind of pattern, it replaced output every time. So we are going to concatenate it, and I will guide them saying, what if we want output to grow each time? And can we modify this line so that they will have new character being added to the output? And student might generally come up with the correct implementation, saying that output plus elements. And that would be perfect. So as a final step, I walk them step by step, go through some of those examples, like ABC become actually AABBCC after iteration, and A become AA, and empty string will be just empty string. So now we have all the correct output, and our code is correct. So then this logic can be represented in different ways, but what I'm highlighting is that we need to loop through the characters and double everyone and accumulate this result. So to wrap up, I would like to highlight ideas for this exercise that apply more generally. So first, the skill of breaking a problem into small conceptual steps from a perspective of new beginners. And the second, understanding the state emulation and how we should debug if a program is wrong. And the third is the importance of tracing through the program and throw guidance question back to the student to let them know what's actually happening. So overall, my teaching philosophy is to help students feel comfortable exploring and making mistakes and trying different solutions, and learning through each iteration, and aim to ask guidance questions that draw out their reasoning rather than giving the question directly to the student and showing them the answers. So I try to create an environment and they will feel free and encouraged to try different answers. And that will be all. And thank you for listening.